Alrighty, boys. Today, you guys already know what the video is. This is kind of an impulsive post, but this is going to be the 3 mindset shifts. I might go into a couple more, but these are going to be the 3 mindset shifts that got me from literally, I think it was like a $1,200 week, some point in January. Like, we were signing like a client a week. Some weeks we wouldn't even sign a client at all with my IBO agency, and went from $1,200 a week to this most recent. Well, the most recent at the time of filming this. You guys probably won't see this for a while. But the most recent week here, we did a $17,000 week. So I just want to go over like the couple of mindset shifts that brought me to that point and let me achieve that. Because obviously, like, I'm not where I want to be, but like a 17K week, it feels fucking insane. I'm at an Airbnb in Dallas right now. I've been chilling out here like all day. Hella nice. But before we begin, of course, I want to show you guys dashboards. I want you guys to actually know I was truly making $1,200 a week. Almost not even, sometimes not even that. Like, added onto my agency. Yes, I had a little under 30K MRR, but it's still, we weren't growing, right? We were growing maybe a client every week at such a low tier price, and it just wasn't worth it for us. So I'm going to show you guys a dashboard from a new client from January. So let me set this to January, say 11th through 18th. Yeah, look, okay. Here we go. So let me show you guys this. What you guys just saw right there was, like I said, a $1,200 week dashboard. Set it to last 7 days here. So, I mean, as you guys can see, we literally did that in 4 months, like strictly 4 months. So without further ado, let's hop straight into like the actual mindset shifts that made this possible. I was making still good money. Like, we had good MRR, like we had a lot of MRR, but I wasn't growing at the rate I wanted to be growing at. And that really like messed me up, because my whole life I had been doing things just when I want to do them. Like, when I want to make money, I've always made money. Like, since I was 9 years old, I've been sneaker reselling. I was hitting 1K days pretty consistently, which is insane, at 9-10 years old. So it was never like a problem to get money for me. But what was a problem was scaling from that point, because yes, I had 30K MRR, but when it got to a point to I needed to scale that, it became a problem. And that happened in the last few months. So without further ado, guys, let's hop straight into the actual mindset shifts that did that for me and got me to that point that I was trying to get to. First thing being, this is kind of 2 things, but it's the law of attraction and the law of detachment. So I misunderstood these at first. Like I was explaining, I really did misunderstand them, and it was working for me. It was working for me well, so I thought everything was fine. But it wasn't, because I was doing things like a brute force type of way. I was just brute forcing my way to every goal I wanted to hit, rather than actually using my mind to leverage it. So first things first, the law of detachment and the law of attraction are 2 of the most powerful laws that you can pair up. The law of attraction is simply not chasing something and attracting it to you. So picture it like this. If you're chasing something your entire life, it's going to run away from you. Anything that you can ever think about, anything that you've ever chased always seems to run away from you, and it's kind of confusing to the normal person until you understand this law. You literally can't chase things. You have to almost attract it into your life, like subconsciously. It's so weird. It's like you have to just let it come to you, kind of thing. It's like you have to believe it so heavily, and that's the chasing you do. All the chasing you do is mentally. So it's like, once you believe your goal so strong, once you believe it so deep in your heart, there's just no way you can fail. And I understood that. So what I started to do was I started to like dream about this shit. I started to like spit mantras. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but like, I would tell myself every single night, like, okay, this is what I am, this is what I am, this is what I am. I know I used to always want to hit a 10K week. I loved hitting weekly checkpoints. Not even daily, not even monthly. It was the weekly checkpoints for me. I'd always tell myself, I want to hit a 10K week. I want to hit a 10K week. And I would tell myself that. And then I just slowly started acting like that person, and started attracting in my life and getting closer and closer and closer. Fast forward to now, I've hit a 10K day. So it's like, it gets to a point where everything that you believed before kind of has to change, and you have to rewire your head. And how that pairs with the law of detachment is you have to truly detach from the goal so heavily. And I know for a normal person, this could be kind of hard to explain, because I'm saying attract it, but also detach from it. When I say detach from it, I don't mean detached from it in a physical sense, like don't have it. I mean, detached from it mentally to the point where it's like a normal thing. Like, for example, when you are going to sleep at night, you're not like super hyper focused on waking up, are you? Why? Because you just expect it's going to happen. So every time you go to sleep, you just wake up because you're expecting it. The moral of the story is a lot of things in life other than like sleep and the givens, if you overstress about it and almost put it on a pedestal that you can't achieve it, you won't be able to achieve it. You only can achieve what you believe that you can achieve. So detachment is like another word for believing it so heavily that you don't care about it. It's so weird because like at $30K a month, I cared so much. Like I cared about each and everything so much. And like I cared about scaling so much. But now at 17K weeks, right? I don't like to talk exact numbers, but I can tell you guys for a week, 17K, like I don't even care. I don't even care about the result anymore. It's just a given. Like I know I'm going to be able to hit 100K a month. I know I'm going to hit 100K a month in the next 3 months. Like I just know these things. You know what I mean? So it feels like a given now. And that's how I paired those two things. I use the law of attraction to bring the things to me mentally, and I use the law of detachment to detach from them as if it's already happened. Because the second it's already happened in your head, in the present state, your mind convinces your body to fall into that version of yourself. So if you're convinced that you're making 100K a month and you don't even care about it, you're just like, yeah, I'm making 100K a month. I don't even care. At that point, you in the present state, you're going to fall into that state and start actually doing the work that's needed to get to that 100K a month. It's so weird how the human brain works. So those were the two things that I used with like the laws to really push me forward. And that helped me probably the most out of any of these laws, and that's why that's first. The next mindset shift, and also a super, super important one, is just going to be the law of consumption. Okay, and these aren't all going to be laws, and this is kind of going to go into another thing, but the law of consumption, I feel like a lot of people think it's in the literal sense, like the drinks you drink and the food you eat, which it is, that as well. But I started to understand the law of consumption a lot better. And the law of consumption is literally just what you consume. Okay, and people think what they consume is strictly, like I said, in a literal sense. But what you consume is everything around you. What city do you live in? What's the weather like? Who are you talking to on a day-to-day basis? What does your For You page look like? That is honestly the biggest thing. Honestly, like truly, I believe that like in this day and age, in this generation, a generation of doom scrollers. I'm a doom scroller myself, honestly. Like, I think everybody lacks that, at least because of the fast, short form, quick dopamine, right? I literally can tell what type of person anybody is based off their For You page. Because not only the algorithm, that's a whole other thing. Just what's on your algorithm, how it's on your algorithm, that's a whole other topic. But it's literally just what you consume on a day-to-day. Like, if your For You page looks like straight brain rot and all this funny stuff and all this lame stuff and LARP, like, it does a lot about the type of person you are just because that's what you consume, okay? Your friends, I'm sure you've heard, the people you hang around is who you become. There's a reason for that, right? You become the people you hang around for a reason because you're consuming that. You're consuming this stuff. I specifically struggled. I've understood the law of consumption from a young age, just not to the extent that I wish I could have. And I'm glad I understand now. I really thought all knowledge was good knowledge. And this could be some sauce for you guys too. All knowledge is not good knowledge whatsoever. A lot of the times, the knowledge you hear can be wrong, right? And I really struggled with understanding that. Like, I thought that all knowledge is just right. Like, and it was so stupid thinking back at it. Like, and this wasn't January either. This was probably before I was probably just under 10K MRR at this point. I thought all knowledge was good knowledge. Like, I truly thought every single person on my For You page talking about an agency, every single person on IG, every single mentor, I thought everything was good knowledge. And I came to realize it's not true at all. And you can't just believe everything you hear. But there is a limit to that. You have to understand, you have to believe stuff to an extent. Because if you believe it to an extent, you can use critical thinking to understand if that's accurate or if that's not accurate, and then learn through experience. There's a popular quote, a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a smarter man learns from others, right? That is huge. That is literally huge. And I do this with all of my students. I have a whole program, the EIC. Literally, I got scammed on a mentorship. I created this program for this reason exactly. If you can learn how to learn from other people's mistakes and not go through them yourself, a lot of people say you have to go through the failures. You don't. If you have somebody you trust who's went through the failures that you're going through, or that you could potentially go through, or doing the thing that you want to do, or in the business you want to go in. Learn from them. Learn from their mistakes. That's the biggest thing you could possibly do. And this kind of brings me into my next point. Don't listen to people who aren't where you want to be. I used to do this. I mean, like I said, I used to think all knowledge was good knowledge. Do not listen to people unless they're exactly where you want to be. Because if they're not, listening to them is pointless. And I don't mean completely. Keep an open mind. Always be an open book. But don't always be quick to jump on what they say as if it's just dictionary, right? Like, it needs to be very specifically what you want, because if it's not, you are going to end up following in their path and they might not be where you want to be. For example, listening to your teachers, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. A lot of parents, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Not because the parents are bad, not because the teachers are bad people, just because they're not in the place that you want to be at. So don't listen to them. It's as simple as that. And that's kind of just why the law of consumption really helped me grow. Even the music you listen to, like, stop listening to depressed, emotional music. Like, listen to stuff that makes you feel good, no matter what that is, right? No matter what that is. This isn't a music taste thing. No matter what makes you feel good and makes you want to feel the way that you want to feel when you're successful. That's the biggest thing. Like, I wanted to be rich. Okay? A lot people would consider me rich right now. I don't think I'm rich. I want to be a billionaire, right? But I started listening to music that made me feel rich. I started listening to music that made me feel like the shit, right? I would listen to, like, rich nigga music, like house music. Like, I would listen to music that made me feel my best, made me feel in the place that I want to be. If you want to be depressed and emo, listen to the goth music, right? It's just, you are what you consume at the end of the day. You literally just are what you consume. And that's as simple as I can put it. And that's going to be point 2, boys. And for point 3, use dark motivation. Please use dark motivation. What I mean by this is use what actually pushes you every single day. See, motivation isn't real. You can't rely on motivation because it's flaky. It doesn't exist, right? Why do you get 3 a.m. motivation? Because at 3 a.m. you feel motivated. The next day you wake up and you're a fucking bum again. Right? Don't rely on motivation. Motivation doesn't exist. Rely on facts. But motivation does exist in the sense that it's pushing you forward at something. So, for example, back in maybe December, when I first started getting good money, like I hit my first 10K month MRR. I was actually scaling. I wasn't profiting too much. I had way too big of a team, but I was making money, right? So I really felt I was trying to position my motivation, or what was pushing me every single day, the wrong way, because I didn't want to be viewed as a bad person, right? Which obviously it says something about your character if your motivation is the wrong type of motivation, but that will get you to the point that you want to go. Like, whatever your motivation is your motivation at the end of the day, no matter how people look at you for it. So if you want to get to the point you want to get to, you have to use your motivation. Not saying my motivation is morally bad. My motivation is just, I want to stun on niggas, right? I want to stun on niggas. I want to drive supercars. I want to go on trips. I want to buy nice watches. I want to do these things. I want everybody who hated on me to feel that shit in their bones, right? That's how I want to be, right? That's how I want to truly be. So I'm going to use that. I used to try to position it like, oh, like I want to, like, I would just kind of lie to myself about why I wanted certain things. And of course, support my family and have the freedom. But one specific thing that pushes me in the current is, like, I want to stun on niggas. This kind of goes back to the law of attachment. I already know all of these things are going to happen. It's not even like a worry in my mind whatsoever. Like, my mom is pretty much already retired. I pay her mortgage. So it's like, I'm really just not concerned about the things that I want to do because I know that they're going to happen. So that kind of goes to the law of attachment. But what I'm trying to get across with this is use what truly pushes you. If you want to get rich because you want to open a fucking fidget spinner factory, do it, right? I don't care. Do it. Use that. Like, man, I need to open up this factory. I need to open up this fidget spinner factory. Use that. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm sure there's not a single one of you guys watching this who that's your goal. But it doesn't matter what it is. Use it, because that's what's going to get you to the point that you want. Think about it like this. You want to win a high school basketball championship, which sports are a whole other topic in high school. But if you want to win a basketball championship in high school because you want to flex on all your friends, use it. If you win the championship, you reap all of the benefits anyways. So use what's going to push you in the current. That's the biggest fucking thing ever, bro. That's huge. Use what actually pushes you forward. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over for this video. I really hope you guys are, like, taking shit out of this and actually, like, doing shit. Like, for example, like, I have chats, like, with my students like this all the time, like, calls every single day. We go over shit like this, and it's like, I'm like, damn, like, you guys are actually, like, understanding what I'm saying, rather than me just trying to break it down to a random. You know what I mean? And, like, I have this one student right now, and, like, this is, I guess, like, a little bit of extra information, but I have this one student right now, and, like, I just sat down the other day, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, this nigga really came a long way. Like, he came to me scraping leads off ChatGPT, and now he's, like, coaching other kids in the program and, like, making all this fucking bread, doing all these cool-ass things. It's like, bro, like, I can't believe this is something I built. You know what I mean? Like, I built this. Obviously, I never say, like, I made you to the kid, but, like, you know, like, I did, you know? And it just feels good for me to be like, damn, like, I actually did something like this. And he would credit me for it. He wouldn't, like, be, like, one of those guys who's like, oh, no, like, I did it myself. Because, like, we just have a good relationship because we literally built him from scratch, bro. He came to me, and, bro, now he's printing, living his dream life. And that all goes to say, you guys can all do this shit. Every single one of you guys. I don't care how many of you guys are watching this. You can literally do this shit. It's no rocket science. Like, bro, I'm just some random ass kid from a random town in Michigan. I'm chilling here at a nice ass B&B in Dallas right now. I have $8,000 on a wrist, fucking sitting next to me. Like, it's crazy that, like, how fast shit can actually change. You guys saw in January I was making $1,200 a month. I'm in a week. Well, not necessarily, but I was adding on $1,200 a week. Like, this is so fucking achievable, guys. I just really need you to understand it. And I'm getting sweaty as fuck. I'm sure you guys can see. It's really hot in here, but that's going to be the final thing. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to, like, join my program that I was just talking about, which it's pretty exclusive. You can't really get in even, like, sometimes even if you try, but that'll be the first link in the description for, like, a quick application for that. And other than that, guys, have a fucking good one.